We're here on center ice at Copps Coliseum for the 113th anniversary of the Around the Bay road race in Hamilton, Ontario. One of the highlights of the Around the Bay weekend is always the pasta dinner. This year, the pasta dinner, sponsored by Dofasco, had a huge crowd, and boy, did we have a treat. Jacqueline Gareau, the winner of the 1980 Boston Marathon, was the speaker. She told the story of her career, and boy, did she have a story to tell. If you recall, Jacqueline is the one who won the marathon, but the person who originally got the credit was Rosie Ruiz, and that's the name many people remember. Tonight, Jacqueline's fans came out, and now we know she was the true champion in 1980, and she still is. So tomorrow is going to be a great day for the Around the Bay 30K, and Jacqueline will be running it herself for the very first time. There will be lots of other first-timers too, because it's truly a rite of passage here in Hamilton, Ontario. Jacqueline Gareau was the speaker tonight at the Around the Bay road race, and this is the first time you will be running the race tomorrow. And we're very excited to have you here to run the race. Tell us how you prepared for the race tomorrow and what you're thinking about it.
Well, I cannot say I prepared very well. I'd been cross-country skiing quite a lot, and then I came for a clinic, so I said I might as well run, because I've been wanting to run that race since the time I ran Boston in 1980. I always thought that was a great race, and I always met some people in Boston that ran the race, and they always told me that's a great race and it's a good test before Boston. So I always said, okay, next year I should try, and then finally never did. So this year I said, okay, I'm going for a clinic. I'm not really ready to run, but I'm going to do a run. It's not going to be a real race, so I haven't prepared so well.
Well, you're talking as the elite runner that you are, so you're probably running just for almost like a training run tomorrow, right?
Yes, it will be like a training, because I ran a couple of hours, maybe 2-3 times, but not regularly during the winter. So I've got some running in my legs, but to run 30K, you've got to be pretty consistent, and I don't think I am consistent in running right now. Winter, we have so much snow, and I love the cross-country skiing. But I'm still prepared to do a good run. I hope so, without cramping. Hope so.
Well, I think one of the things I was struck by when you were talking was about how you do so much cross training now. You do triathlons, you are actually our road bike champion, and you do cross country skiing all winter. So that must really help keep those legs ready to go tomorrow.
It keeps me in shape. You know, I have a good base and a good aerobic shape, but I think still to run very fast, I would like to run fast, I need to do some running fast, not just everything fast. But I think it's great, and then running triathlon in the summer is just because I live near lakes and I like to swim. I'm never going to compete seriously in the air, but right now I'm in a part of my life that I want to enjoy doing about everything. And so it could be hiking, running, skiing, and biking, and everything's fine as long as I'm outside enjoying my time.
There were so many things you said that struck us as very interesting, but you started out saying how much you like to be outside and how much you like nature, and how that really got you started running in the first place, didn't it?
Yes, I think that's what got me, because I really love the feeling of being outside. I think I'm more in harmony with myself, with the earth, with the heaven. I feel like it gives me relaxation, and I feel good. And then there's something about being connected, I think, with the nature. Yeah.
And you also had advice for runners that I thought was just wonderful. The first one was running relaxed, and when you watch people, you can tell who is and who isn't. Yeah. How do you become relaxed when you're not used to it?
Well, I think you've got to learn to focus on your form. I know I remember training for my races and my good time, my time of being at the top, about really being focused on how I run. How I use my hands. They should be relaxed. The hands should be really relaxed, like you want to catch butterflies, and then they should not cross your center line because you're gonna hurt your back. And you should not pump so much in the front because you're not in a boxing race. You should just put your elbow in the back and relax and low, the shoulders low and the face very relaxed. The cheeks should go up and down, like let the meat hang. It's the same with the hip. The hip should be placed very well, or you're gonna end up with your butt out, which is not good. And there's all kind of things you should think of when you run. Yeah.
I think that's going to help people quite a lot tomorrow. And one of the other things that I was noticing when we were talking was how many adventures you've had. You've been, the Olympics was always a goal, and you never quite made it the way you wanted to. But on the other hand, you ran in Tokyo, you ran in London, you ran in Los Angeles. Tell us some of your favorite adventures.
I would say that Tokyo was really fun, was really completely different. And I remember those Japanese people being so proud of us. They like people who perform in sports, and you can feel it. And all through the marathon, they were yelling, Gareau-san, Gareau-san. But one other reason is like I lost my wallet the day before. And the Japanese guy found it, and then there was my hotel on my wallet, and then they took a photo of it with their boss, because it's very important being honest in Tokyo. And then I was in newspaper, and then everybody knew me before, but I could still feel like they were really admiring, the runners out there, and then it was a good experience to see that. But to tell you the truth, every marathon is good for me. There's in my place in Montreal, there was my fans, and it was really exhilarating to run at my place. And my first race in Ottawa was great too. Was my beginning, and then really great moments. And I cannot choose one over the other. I think everything that I did is probably there and will always be there.
I think that sense of adventure is what really makes you the champion that you are, as John Stanton said earlier. And it's really a treat to have you here at the Around the Bay Road Race, and we wish you all the luck tomorrow. And thanks for talking with us.
Oh, that's great. And, keep on running and on being outside. I think it's very great for your health, and also as your model for the next generation. So we need to keep doing it and then show that we can live in health forever. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Doesn't matter so much the destination, but the journey, right?
Sure, this is the journey. Yeah.
Thank you, Jacqueline.
Thanks.